Hey guys, I'm Brandon Pastor. It's good to see you guys. I want to talk to you something today. I want to talk to you about something that we all fall into from time to time. Sometimes we have something happen to us and we say, wow, this is a bad thing. Why did this bad thing happen to me? And I'm here to tell you today that nothing good or nothing bad ever happens to you. It's just life situations. Now, there are things that happen that we like, and there's things that happen that we don't like, but doesn't necessarily mean that they're good or bad. And what happens a lot of times is when something bad happens to us, we like to complain. And so what you need to know is complaining makes you a victim. And a lot of times people continue to complain over and over and over. You ever met that person that does nothing but complain? That's because they like being a victim. They become addicted to being a victim. Now, maybe you're in that place. You say, Brandon, I feel like I complain all the time, and I feel like I have made myself a victim, and I kind of am addicted to it. You want to know how you're addicted to being a victim? How often do you complain? That's how you know. If nearly everything you say is a complaint, you like being a victim, and you've become addicted to it. So here's what you got to do. Number one, you've got to start being grateful for the things that you have in your life. Even if it's something as simple as I woke up today, be grateful for that. As a matter of fact, one of the things I do every morning when I first wake up is I just start listing off all the things that I'm grateful for. And one of those things is just being alive. Every time you feel like complaining, instead, talk about what you're grateful for. Immediately, fight that complaint with gratitude. Gratitude is the gateway to positive energy and peace. So, one of the things we got to do is we got to get out of the victim mindset. And we do that by ending complaining. And we end complaining by talking about what we're grateful for. And once we can get out of that victim mindset, that victimhood, constantly, oh, woe is me, now we can deal with what is a good and a bad situation. Well, the truth is, there is no good and bad situations. Just things we like, things we don't like. But I'm here to tell you, it's not what we think it is. So I'm going to give you a very quick example about something we would say is a bad thing that would happen to us, but isn't necessarily a bad thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about extreme situations where somebody did something to you or something horrible happened to you, but even if it did, get out of being a victim. Move forward, heal, deal with your pain so that you could be the best you could possibly be. Quick example. I gave this example to some kids that I coach. You have an exam that you got to take. You got to be up at a certain time for this exam. This exam, if you get the grade you want on this exam, you're going to get into the college you want. Everything's riding on this exam. You set your alarm. You go to sleep. You wake up, and then you realize, oh man, I set it for PM, not AM. I've completely missed this exam. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Teacher won't let you make a makeup. You fail the exam. You don't get into the college you want. And then you start going into victimhood. Oh, how could this happen to me? I did everything right. Oh man, this is horrible. And you think something bad has happened to you. But what you learned out of that is I am never going to make that mistake again. So maybe you didn't get into the college you want, you got into a community college, but you set your alarm, you never missed another exam again. Then you ended up transferring to another college after community college, and you got the degree you want because you never missed an exam. And then maybe you had to work through college. You had to set your alarm to make sure you got to work, and that's how you paid for college. And so then you go on with life, and now you got a big interview because you've got this degree, you've got this opportunity in front of you, and you got to make sure that you make it to that interview. You set that alarm, you set another alarm, you got 4 alarms around your room to make sure that you get up. And so you get up and you go and you make it to that interview and you nail it and you get that job. And so after a while, you've got the career that you've wanted, and all of a sudden you meet somebody, you think, this is the person I want to be with for the rest of my life, and then you spend some time together, and then all of a sudden you decide we're going to tie the knot. And then all of a sudden you say, well, I got to be up early for this. I got to make sure I'm up early. I got to get my tux on. You set your alarm. You never miss the wedding. You get there, you get married, and now you're with the person you want to be with. You got the job you want. You got the life that you want. And you think, man, this is great. And you know why all that happened? Because you didn't set your alarm right the first time. See, you thought it was a bad thing. But because you learned from it, you grew from it, it changed everything in your life. And so instead of missing the big interview, instead of missing the wedding, instead of missing the big exam in college that would have made sure you got the job that you want, You didn't have that problem because you set the alarm ring because of what you had learned earlier. And so the point is, just because something that you perceive as bad has happened doesn't mean something bad has happened to you. What has happened is an opportunity for you to grow and get better. And I understand extreme things happen to people. And I get that. But at the same time, you can grow from that. And you can beat and destroy the victimhood you have accepted into your life. So here's what I want to say to you today. When something you perceive as bad has happened to you, be grateful right now because you have an opportunity to grow. And don't think of situations as being good or bad. They're just life situations. And every time you start to complain, talk about what you're grateful for instead. Let this happen. Let that gratitude cause positive energy and peace to come into your life. So when these perceived bad things happen, you're able to handle it with grace and able to grow from it. So I just want to tell you today, you are enough. And everything you want, you can have. I'll talk to you guys again soon.